metal style, musicians' guitars. They clean up pretty well too, but they make a few different options. They do the moderns, they do what they call the classic. There's a switch on the inside of the pickup, so if you were to pull it out, you can flip a switch, and that gives you like a voicing style. On the standards, I don't know if they would do that to the signature models, because that would kind of take away from the tone that they crafted for Stephen Carpenter or Tosin Abasi or which is Greg Koch, who does like a lot of the really cool finger style. Like if you ever listen to him play Telly, it's amazing. But the Stephen Carpenter model has always been a favorite of mine. This is definitely not my playing style. If you know me, give me an acoustic guitar all day. I'll play an acoustic guitar forever. I'll play classic rock. That's the 80s. I love that kind of stuff. But there's just something about baritones and extended range guitars that I just can't get away from, because they're just things that I love and will always enjoy. These are phenomenal. This has an alder body, ebony fingerboard. It's hard to tell because of the way that they finish it, but they have a 3-piece maple neck. Like I said, the Fluence pickups, 7-string baritone, and they have a Tune-o-matic, Tone Pro Tune-o-matic bridge, and of course locking tuners. So this is the LTD Stephen Carpenter 7-string baritone. It's the SCT-607 B for baritone. Like I said, these are always a personal favorite of mine. One day I'll own one and I'll learn how to play efficiently on a baritone and a 7-string at the same time.
I do have to apologize. Apparently there were some technical difficulties with the audio, but it seems to be working now.
Oh, like I need to redo things?
Maybe.
Oh, do we know how long there were?
It says about 5, apparently.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me see.
I know.
All right, well, that's no problem. It's only been about 10 minutes. I'm going to do this guitar here. Jake has just informed me that there were some audio difficulties.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over this Anniversary Taylor, and as long as everything working, I usually do a recap at the end, so I'll just backtrack.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. Is there a way to, like, in a title or a description or something, we can just say, technical difficulties, fast forward 10 minutes? Like...
I can kind of get that close.
All right, cool. All right, this is the Taylor 314 CE Limited Edition. Why is it limited? Well, it's part of the 50th anniversary from Taylor Guitars. Yes, 50. We're talking 1974. 50 years. Which doesn't feel like 50 years, but then again, I am 30, so I guess that kind of does track. It's built very similar to the 314 series, as you might know, as a 300 series, as you might know, except a few different changes to it. It's still a Sitka spruce top. It's still a Sapele body. But you might be thinking, that looks pretty different. That doesn't look like my 314. And you're right. This has what's called Tiger Stripe pick guard. It has the shaded edge burst finish to it. You'll notice, unlike a regular 314, this entire guitar has the gloss finish to it. We're looking at special tuners, and on the inside, if you get a chance to ever check out the labels on the inside of these, it has the special Taylor 50th edition logo on the inside. There's not much else to be said about these. They're phenomenal guitars. This is one of 5 signature models that they're going to be putting out for their 50th anniversary. There's also a large number of custom guitars that we can order from you that they've made special for this year. And we've got some pretty cool surprises working on our own end with Taylor coming up later this year as well, so keep an eye out for that. This is the 314 CE Limited 50th Anniversary guitar from Taylor. And according to the little tag on here, and I'm curious if all these tags are different because that'd be pretty cool, but in 2003 is when Taylor unveiled the Expression system for their acoustic guitars. Very cool. Yeah, I'll have to check the other one because we got in, was it the 114? Yeah.
I think it was one.
Yeah, so we got in the 114, so I'll have to check the tag on that. It'd be cool. Maybe each guitar has a different little like spotlight of Taylor history. That's pretty neat. All right, so backtrack, correct?
Yes, backtrack.
All right, well, let me go towards this used piece of gear here, and then we'll backtrack. Let me see if I can make this more in frame for our friends on Instagram, so it doesn't just look like I'm hanging out with something on the side. All right.
I was
Well, now it's, all right. This is the Vox AC30 BM. BM stands for Brian May. You know, Queen, you might be thinking of. Some people may refer to Queen as one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
The group that inspired me as an audio engineer. Yeah.
Inspired Jake as an audio engineer. I was introduced to Queen by my favorite movie of all time, Wayne's World. On the classic Bohemian Rhapsody scene when they're going through the, you know.
That's what actually brought it back to America, is that movie.
Yeah.
Because it was banned for quite some time.
Yeah. See? Wayne's World. Doing wonders. Not only did Wayne's World teach me to love music, it taught me who Queen was and that it's okay to have a full jam session in your car while you're driving. But there's a lot of significance that comes from the folks in Queen, and one of them is things like the Brian May Vox AC30. Now, I don't have a way to show you all the lack of controls on it because it's a limited edition amp, so they've taken things away. There's no, there's no 3-band EQ. There's no top boost option. There's no tremolo speed. There's none of that on here. On the back of it, you have a switch that allows you to do your gain, but the gain is either high or low. It has 2 special design custom Vox speakers, but honestly, you're looking at volume, power, standby. What more do you want from an amp? It's basically Brian May said, I'll handle my own EQ and everything on my end. I just want the Vox amp. Just give me a Vox amp for a Vox tone.
Yeah, the switches on his guitar made it so
Right.
you didn't have to do volume.
Yeah. So here's what's really cool about this. Our serial number says 393. So that means this is amp number 393 out of 500. They only made 500 of these. I think it was back in, 2007, 2006, somewhere in there, I believe. You have an output power control. You have an option to put the foot switch. You have input and link out. You have a boost mode, which is controlled by the foot switch. But yes, very limited edition is what I'm getting at. It's used. It just came in yesterday. We've had it for maybe 24 hours. It is not posted online. Pictures have not been on social media. We haven't even called our top contending customers that we think would love this amp. As of right now, anyone watching this live stream or watching the video of it later, y'all are the first people to see that we even have this in stock. This is pretty neat. When we went to go look up and see what kind of items were used online comparable, there's nothing. We found 2 listings, one in Austria, one in Australia. Yeah, and I don't know about you, I am not paying to have an amp shipped to the United States from either of those countries because the shipping was like $400 or $500.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. No. Instead, you can just walk into your local music store and buy this one. No shipping. If you walk into the store. If you buy it online, there will be shipping.
Yeah,
But it'll be a lot cheaper than spending $400 or $500 to ship it from Austria or Australia.
yeah. So if you ship it from the United States to the United States, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe unless you live in like Hawaii. The whole lower 48 thing.
Continental US.
Continental. I guess that's the same as lower 48, right? All right, so that's the Vox AC30 Brian May signature. Because we had those audio difficulties, now I'm having, it's fun when you have a difficult time saying the word difficulties. I gotta keep track on time here because we try not to go too long because we are still open for business and things need to get done. So I'm gonna backtrack real quick to the 3 guitars that we had an issue with on the audio, and then we'll sign off. So let's go back in time. This is the PRS CE24 Dusty Waring signature model. This is the hardtail. So if you're not into sweeps and dive bombs and all other acts of guitar associated with floating tremolos and Floyd Roses, this is the guitar for you from PRS. It has the Mojo Tone pickups. It's got these awesome big knobs on there, so you're never gonna miss your knob if you're just trying to get it real quick. You got your selectors there, maple neck with the maple fretboard, low profile locking tuners. It's not very often you see a guitar in this design and build hardtail from PRS. So these are pretty neat, especially since, I mean, it's just quality craftsmanship all around. Like there's no real issues with it. They did a gorgeous job of making a really clean string through on the back of it. So yeah, Dusty Waring CE24 hardtail from PRS Guitars. Built right here in the wonderful state of Maryland. In case you didn't know we're from Maryland, now you know. Then we're gonna go here. We're gonna keep hanging out with the metalheads for a minute. This is the LTD SCT607B. A lot of numbers. This is the Stephen Carpenter signature. Stephen Carpenter is a guitar player from the amazing and ever wonderful band Deftones. This is a 7-string baritone, which you might be thinking, why? And I'm thinking, yes. This has the Stephen Carpenter signature Fishman Fluence pickups. It features a, the ebony fretboard, 3-piece maple neck, an alder body, which kind of gives it a nice lighter weight without sacrificing any tone. But yeah, phenomenal guitar from LTD. This one is the black version. My personal favorite is the green sparkle. If you ever get your hands on that, it's amazing and it looks like a pickle. Yeah, the green sparkle one doesn't stick around very long. We get that one in and it goes almost immediately. All right, we're gonna grab the last one here. This is the Rickenbacker 4003 Maple. And I specify maple because of, even though we had audio difficulties and you were never gonna hear what I said, or maybe never gonna hear what I said, I thought I was talking about the walnut one. I was wrong. This is maple. This is clearly maple. Anyways, there's not much to say about Rickenbacker. I think I even said that earlier. But we're all very familiar with them. Jake looked it up earlier in the show. We have 9 Rickenbacker basses in stock. So odds are we've got what you're looking for. Whether you need something in a different weight, maybe you really like the grain pattern on another one. We have those options. And most of them, I think they're all listed online. So you can just compare them all. You can take a look at them all. You can see the wood grain. You can see how the grain falls into the fretboard. Yeah, the Rickenbacker 4003. This is on my list. Like, this is one I want to have one day. If you'd like to help me out with that, my birthday is in March. I'm not picky as to which finish. The walnut's pretty cool, but I don't, I got a problem with maple. Maple's fine.
I'll get you the fire glow.
Thanks, Jake. Jake says he's going to get me the fire glow, but I still need someone to get me the maple or the walnut. It has the push-pull knob if you want to go for the modern or the vintage tone. The 2 outputs if you ever want to get into your mono stereo Rico sound options. But yeah, the ever classic, the ever wonderful, the non-forgettable, the irresistible Rickenbacker 4003. In every color. The primary colors of Rickenbacker. Maple, walnut, fire glow, jet glow. And that was Live at 5. My name's Jack.
My name's Jake.
That's Jake. And we're here every Thursday at 5 o'clock on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And for some reason, if I walk off screen, it's because I'm grabbing a guitar or because Instagram only gives us so much space to work with. So, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week here at 5 o'clock at Island Music Company's Live at 5.